All right, we're officially recording. Don't get scared now. So, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Corey.
I'm Tara.
You Tara, that's it. That's all you gotta say. You Tara.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I know, but my Corey sound better than you just said. I'm Tara. All right. Anyway,
You better looking than I am too.
You said what?
You better looking than I am too.
Oh yeah, everybody can see that. I'm way better looking. Yeah, I'm the one with the smile and the nice dimples. All right, guys. Man, this is our first shot at it. This is our first episode starting this podcast. We're still trying to tweak the name a little bit, but we'll get that figured out. So this is gonna be kind of a freestyle a little bit. So Tara.
Yes.
So this is my partner. I felt like doing the podcast should be the perfect person to do a podcast with me.
Why?
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 Why the perfect person?
Yes.
Yeah, because you have a unique perspective that coincides, but it's opposite of mine. You know, right? You know how we fuss and debate all the time. So I can respect some of your thoughts, some of the stuff you say I can respect, and some of the shit just batshit crazy. But nevertheless, you smart and you do have a perspective. It leans heavy towards feminism. But,
Feminism?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Really?
You absolutely a feminist.
You know, my brother my brother was saying something about feminism has destroyed, and I call him an angry black woman, a bitter black woman, because feminism doesn't mean, first of all, we had to have feminism because we wasn't we wasn't equal to a man. We just got voting rights. We just got human rights. So why is it that...
You said human rights.
Yeah. Because men in the older time thought that women women were like beneath him. So feminism or feminist doesn't mean a bad thing. I know how to change my oil. I know how to change my tire. A woman didn't teach that to me. A man did.
Oh, wow. So this is what you think feminism is about. All right. So
what I'm saying.
All right. So first of all, let's go back. First of all, before all this stuff even started, if you go back far enough, most women in the households didn't even want the right to vote, because the right to vote came with going to the wars and being drafted. They didn't want to do that. It was only a selected group of women that said, we want to be equal to men. We want to do the same thing. Most women back in the day, they enjoyed sitting at home, taking care of the family, while the men go out and work and kill themselves.
What woman you talk to that enjoy doing all this?
It's history. You can pull it up.
And it said a woman enjoyed, just like they say, you really slaves, they were servants.
You let me finish my point. I ain't talking about no slaves.
But I'm saying, you talking about it was history.
Whoa.
History has always been whitewashed.
But why does everything have to be worst case scenario? You really think, even to this day now, you see all these women online now talking about how hard it is and how they need a man and all this kind of stuff. Y'all had that. Where y'all could sit at home, women could sit at home, take care of the family, live a great life, and let men get out in the world and work hard, and y'all have a cohesive family. But no, feminism,
it wasn't always cohesive though.
No.
You have to understand
nothing is absolute. Nothing is always going to be all perfect or all bad.
Well, you can't say the majority wanted to sit at home. You can't say that.
I don't know. I said back then. Majority,
you don't
before
know that.
It's written. You can go back and pull.
But my point to you is, it was written that slaves like being slaves. It was written, so that don't make it true.
And it's also written right now that women love the independence. But you constantly see women, especially online. You see them in real life. I talk to women all the time when I travel.
Well, I'm a woman.
I know you are. You're a woman. You got it's just your. I can't even think of the word I'm trying to use.
Opinion.
Your opinion, just one, right? I talk to plenty of women across the board, and it's at the end of the day, still women. They want a family. They want a
whole lot of women.
I know that. I say, man, you ain't gonna let me talk, huh?
Yeah.
This is what we're dealing with, guys. I can't talk. She right, I'm wrong.
No,
Let's get this shit straight from the beginning.
But a feminist is somebody that's advocating social, political, legal, and economic rights for women equal to those of men.
Okay, I got it. Hold that point. Hold that point right there. Most women right now that's streaming feminism, they were not alive to witness any of that stuff. Women right now have more rights than any time in history. And you can't say you don't. Because if that's the case, you tell me what right a woman don't have right now that a man do. Give me one thing that a woman can't do. Can do that a man can. I'm sorry. Give me one thing that a woman can't do that a man can as it relates to rights. Give me one.
I don't know.
Because there are none. There are none. I would tell you that men, because of feminism corrected itself too harsh, men are suffering big time because all these women oppressed, they suffering big time. When you look at all the statistics, whatever it tell you, anything, if you want to be equal, right? Woman get caught with 10 kilos, men get caught with 10 kilos. He going to jail for 20 years, she getting 5 years. If we equal, why she ain't getting 20 years?
So what about the women who get caught, or they holding it for they dude, and she get more than him?
Well, but she got caught with the drugs. Now, I'm not talking about the reason why. I'm talking about the actual act. If you get even if I say I'm holding this dead body for my best friend, you got caught with the dead body. Your best friend ain't gonna get the time that you get. You got caught with the crime.
No, if we in the car together and you got drugs on you, and I don't turn state's evidence against you, I might get, if not the same amount, a little bit more, because they want the woman to give up the man. Okay. So what about the women that's in jail for just being around a man, and he did something wrong, or
Again, we're not talking about absolutes. We're just talking about crime to crime. If you manage or you judge apples to apples. Again, like I said, if a woman walk up and shoot a man in the head, and a man walk up and shoot a woman in the head, they do the exact same crime. The man is gonna get almost 2.5 times more time than the woman did. If we're equal, why is that the case?
Give it a time, give it the same amount of time. But the fact that women had to fight for equal rights. So if Adam and Eve was together and the man is supposed to lead and all that, why is that a man had to tell a woman in the 30s, 40s, and 50s she was not as equal? You don't get paid as much as a man do.
Well, see, again, you got to dig a little deeper. But let me go back to the statement you said, had to fight. I agree, women had to fight. Women don't have to fight anymore because, again, women have just as many rights as men, if not more. They don't have to fight. That's why I'm talking about the feminism now. The feminism now is not about rights. The feminism now is about I want to do what I want to do and not have no consequences. That's what the feminism.
Well, I don't agree with that.
And I know I can't talk for whatever reason. Feminism. Yeah. We need to come up with another word for that. Feminism. But that's
Menism.
Menism. That's a word? Menism?
No.
I gotta Google it. Let's see if that's a word.
Somebody made up feminism, but then menism.
Yeah, just like toxic masculinity. That's a bunch of bullshit. Masculinity is supposed to be aggressive. It's supposed to be hard.
It's not supposed to be toxic, though.
No, toxic. Toxic is the shit that feminism add to it to make it seem bad. They want all men to look like they're bad. A man's supposed to be aggressive. He has testosterone. That's in there. You just got to control it. It's in there. It's natural. Hey, give it back. If you go back 500 years, women wanted toxic masculinity, right? Because it mean that they would survive. A woman got with a man to make sure he protected her. If not, you got all these other men roaming the land that will get her, rape her, kill her, whatever. So she got with a man that will protect her. In a sense, it's supposed to be the same thing today without the walking in your house, right? Because, for example, man and wife married, they're in the house together. If somebody break into the door, the man is going to be the one to go see what's going on, not the woman. It'll be the man. Majority of the time, it's going to be the man that's risk his life to see what's going on to protect the house. In a sense, it still go back to the basics. It's the same basic thing. I have a woman. She going to help provide me with a family. I'm going to protect her and provide for her. She do her part, I do my part. We meet in the middle.
Right, but toxic masculinity is not the aggressive part of it. That doesn't mean toxic masculinity. That means that you want to go out here and, you have a house here, but you want to go out and lie, cheat, steal, or whatever in the streets and expect a woman to be okay with that and then probably come back and gaslight her to say, oh, no, I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that. That's the toxic masculinity part. Doesn't mean aggression.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna say that for the masculinity. We're gonna say that for another part. But we was talking about feminism. You started talking about feminism.
Yeah.
So we were talking about feminism a little bit. So, again, my belief now as relates to feminism, I think it's very unnecessary. I think it overcorrected itself, and men are suffering crazy for it. And because I believe women are not fighting for anything because there are no rights that men have now that women don't have.
You do know that it's still men out here. I was at a job where my boss had nothing to. He didn't believe anything a woman said. He took all his advice from a man. Now, although his office was 99% women employees and 1% male employee. The male employee could sway if I went to him and said, "Hey, this is what's going on, this, and I'm telling you what's going on as my boss." That man employee would go, "It really didn't happen that way." My boss will believe what he say. So you do know that it's still men out here who think that women are not equal to men. They don't value their opinion. They just want to sleep with them and then go on.
Absolutely do know that.
Most men.
I wouldn't say most
are like
men.
that.
I don't think
most
that's true.
older men.
I was just going to say, how old was he?
He was in his 50s.
In his 50s? Your doctor was in his 50s? I thought he was in his 60s.
No.
The doctor?
Yeah.
The white doctor?
He was Jewish, but yeah.
Jewish? Oh, okay. I thought he was in his 60s.
No.
Okay. I mean, there are some men like that, but you do know there are women out here in the world that only live to destroy men.
I agree.
They use they got to get what they want, and then time things go left, they destroy men.
Yeah.
Destroy them.
I agree.
And the crazy thing about it now, part of the reason why I say feminism overcorrected itself is that women can destroy men now with words. They don't have to do anything. They can just say something. This person made me feel this way. This person did this to me. We ain't going down that road now. We ain't going down the R road. But see,
I didn't say that.
But women can destroy. A man can't do that. A man can talk about a woman all he wants to. The worst thing she gonna be is a hoe. But if a woman do in it, she can sever his reputation. She can make him lose his job.
So do
she
you
can
like
make him
women?
get divorced. I love women.
Because you about to be an angry bitter woman.
Angry back man. I know you ain't talking, man.
But
anyway, we talking about physical feminism.
Yeah, we are, but I feel like when you talk, it's always a man is the victim. Women do this, women do that to men, women do that to, and I get it because that may be your perspective. But you have to know that women, I mean, it's some women out there that are evil against men. Mm-hmm. It's a small percentage.
I agree.
But that's not the norm. That's not the the normal.
So I ain't finna simp out for this shit. So I'm gonna stick to the guns. One, I'm only saying that to counteract your argument to say, hey, it's some troubles on this side too. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm an angry black woman, angry black man.
No,
I'm
a bitter woman.
A bitter? Okay, so if you talk about men, I'm going to hold up for men because I am a man. I'm raising men, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
I have men I'm raising, and I understand what it's like out there being a man.
And I raised a man. I raised a man and a woman. I raised my man to not be the toxic masculinity type. He's a one-woman man. He's not out here, hurting people's feelings to gain for your ego.
All right, well, that's your perspective. I don't think that a man that has multiple women, I don't think he's necessarily a toxic person.
If he have multiple women and they don't know that they're part of the multiple women, you can do it. And the poly people or whatever, you can say, hey, I'm into dating. I want more than one female. But it becomes toxic when you're saying to that one person, you're the only one. And you doing all this stuff and you're the only one. And we're in a committed relationship. But when you turn the corner, you in another committed relationship with somebody else. And you turn the corner and you in another committed relationship with somebody else. That becomes the toxic part. Because
Sound personal. I
mean, I've had some experiences. However, but if you're going to be upstanding and say this is what it is, that's not toxic. Because everybody is in agreement. People who do that take choices away from the person. That person may very well be like, okay, yeah, I want to do that too. But also, I can do whatever you can do. So if you got 3 females, I should be able to have 3 dudes.
No. No.
See?
Ain't nobody fucking no woman with no 3 dudes.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
What to me, watch your mouth?
Watch your mouth.
I say nobody fucking with a woman with 3 dudes.
No,
we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Nope.
But it's okay for you to do that.
Absolutely, because it's different.
What's different about it?
Before we go down that rabbit hole, let me say this. I absolutely think that men should be honest. if in my life, in the perspective of things I've experienced, if I were to do a certain thing, I would be absolutely honest. And I believe it. And I tell young guys
You be honest now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was some years ago, I would have been honest. Not.
But I say now, like in the present.
Yeah.
Not like today or... I'm sorry,
yeah, in the present. Like the thing I know
10
now,
years ago.
I would have been, not 10 years ago, I didn't know what I know now.
Okay.
Maybe about 5 years ago,
okay.
I would have been absolutely honest. And I preached it to my sons, and I preached to guys I meet out, just be honest. They're going to be with it or not.
Right.
It's a couple things with that. You go back in history, you read any history book, including the Bible, all great men had multiple wives. I know nobody want to accept it, but there's just the history. It's been that way since the beginning of the time. And it was always, if a man was great, had the resources or could afford it, he had multiple wives.
Yeah.
And I think that if you do want to go down that route, you're honest and you can afford it, you have multiple wives. If that's your thing and they cool with it, that's cool.
Right.
What I have a problem with now is the guys that's trying to front like they can afford it, act like they can afford it. They have multiple women, they can't afford it. Just be honest with them.
But that part of it don't really matter. It's the honesty part. If you can't afford it, if you have... multiple
you
wives.
Can't be honest. Women don't want to hear the truth, right?
No, you have some women that's what they want too.
Most women don't want the truth.
You don't know. You don't know. I don't have a problem with the truth.
I know you don't.
So I'm just saying, and
most women don't want to hear the truth. I have
friends that are like-minded.
Okay,
so I don't.
So if most women want to hear the truth, why do most women like the bad boys?
Why most of them like the bad boys?
Yeah. Most of them want the drug dealers, the scammers, the gangbangers, the hood niggas.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got another stat for you, but hold it a second. You look out in the community, right? And you see these women passing this dude around. They know he ain't shit. They know he got multiple baby mamas, multiple kids, and they still fuck with him. You look at it now.
With that is because a woman think that she got the power to make him.
I got it.
Do right with what's between her legs. So that's an ego for the woman.
Yeah, she still wants she's attracted to the bad boy, though.
She's attracted to the bad boy. And it's also because, okay, well, I know he done dated these other three women. They wasn't the caliber that I feel like I am. And I'm going to show them that I got it. Mm-hmm. That they didn't have. That's ego. That's between a woman. That's ego.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason why women can't choose good men. If they thinking like that.
Well, if it was good men to choose from, they probably could.
Well, there are plenty of good men. Women just don't see them. They're invisible. All right, so check this. If the stats clearly show that 80% of women want 20% of men. So only 1 out of 3 men reproduce in the United States right now. 1 out of 3 men. All right, I think women reproduce on like an 80% rate. Mm-hmm. So that means 80% of the women want 20% of the men. So what's going on with the other 80% of men? Women don't see them. They're invisible. They're invisible to them. Right now, if you pull women in, you ask them what they like. It's all going to be the same thing. They want a tall, good-looking guy, make money, do all this type of shit. And then if those guys don't have those characteristics, especially this day and age, they're invisible to them. And they don't even see them.
I mean, but you also have to get you have to get what type of caliber women you get a hood rat.
And not just a hood rat, even.
Okay, well, me, I'm gonna take it to me because I mean nothing against hood rats.
Take it personal.
But I at this day and age, I don't have a list of what's attractive per se. Now, certain things like I do like nice teeth.
Yeah, but you older, so that
right. But I'm saying I'm talking about my generation. It's always been my foundation list. It's not always about tall. I do like a taller man. However, I have been entertaining a not so tall man, that maybe wasn't as good looking, but it was depending on how he made me feel. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh, you short, I ain't got nothing to do with you, period. You invisible. No. Okay. Now this young generation that's under me that's maybe 35 and younger.
Yeah.
Then because they was raised with social media.
Absolutely.
Social media has this false reality.
Absolutely,
I
agree. Now you finally starting to make some sense. What? Touche. You starting to make sense now.
I've always made sense, Corey. Don't do that.
No. Don't tell me what to do. And stop. This is not your own anecdotal situation. We're not talking about you. Stop making this about you.
I was saying it as an example because I don't know what's in the majority of these women's mind.
All right, so let me give you an example. Because I have more experience. I have more experience because I've talked to several women. Several, a lot of women.
Oh my gosh!
And I see it in the world when I'm out in the
You don't have
world.
more experience about women than I do.
Oh yeah, women lie. They lie. Y'all lie to each other. Y'all lie to each other.
Women lie to men.
Absolutely, but women lie to each other for sure. Women can look at a woman, look you straight in the face, and be like, I don't want the nigga to hear shit. But behind closed doors, she'll bang them out. I know because I've been the nigga that went shit, and behind closed doors, she wanted me. She just lying, kept in front of her friends.
Don't take it personal.
Because she wanted to look a certain way.
You.
Well, you're right, but I'm just speaking. Can you talk of an experience where a woman lied and behind closed doors she wanted you? I can. All I'm saying is,
I'm talking about a man who did that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Men gonna say whatever they gotta say to get pussy. That's understood. They want to have sex.
Is that toxic masculinity?
No, it's not. Absolutely, it's not toxic.
It's okay if they lie to get sex.
That's the way we might. No. Two things. You won't let me say that. Two things. One, we're wired to want to have sex, spread our seed, DNA. We're wired to want to do that. Multiple. That's why we can impregnate 1,000 women a year or 1,000 women a day, and women can only get pregnant once. We're wired that way. The second thing is most women don't want to hear the truth. If I'm a good looking guy and I walk up to a woman and we vibing and whatever, because vibing, that's some bullshit. But we talking, and I tell her, hey, look, you're beautiful. All I want to do is have sex, keep you a friend. 9 times out of 10, she ain't with it. But if I tell her, I like you, you're special, I want to continue to see you. Okay, cool. And so men adapt to the situation because they know women want to have this fantasy world. So we adapt, and lying is a part of that adaptation.
I don't know if I agree wholly on that, but I feel like men, that's a cop out that men say because they don't want to be honest and say all I want to do is have sex with you. Now, hold on, because if a man walk up to me and he checks off my list and he say I just want to have sex with you, I'm gonna be like, me too. And that's fine. But if he doesn't check off my list and he come up and be like, I want to have sex with you, and I'm like, well, no, that's okay. See, most men don't want to accept that rejection. So they adapted to lying to appeal to a woman's emotional side of it to get what they want.
So well, you can get pussy if you appeal to the emotional side. But let me go back to what you said, list. Most women have a list, and most women lists are unrealistic.
I agree.
So, if I know as a man, the only way I can get sex, because you would say that, do you believe it's true that women are the gatekeepers of sex, men the gatekeepers of relationship? Would you agree to that?
I would.
All right, so I got to ask a woman for sex, she got to say yes. Most of the time, the man choose who's he going to be in a relationship with, not the woman, it's the man, right?
Right.
So, if I feel like I'm a decent guy and I'm middle, average or above, and all the women that I find have this crazy list, and I just cannot live up to this list because these lists unrealistic for the most part. The only thing left for me to do outside of trying to raise my game up, which if I want to have sex now, is I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna do something because I gotta do something to get to the woman.
You can see what type of women you're going after.
You said it yourself though. All these women have lists.
I have a list. But it doesn't mean it's unrealistic. So when you're talking with someone and they check off some red flags for you, then you move on.
Okay, but
stop trying to make that person conform to what you want because you want to have sex with them.
Right.
Go to somebody else who aligns with the same mental.
So let me tell you a part that women don't understand. Women don't understand men have to do so much more to try to have sex.
I'm so sick of this.
Well, it's true. Whether you're sick of it or not, it's true. Men have to do so much more to have sex, right? We gotta get in shape. We gotta get our mind right. We gotta learn game. We gotta learn how to talk to women. We gotta learn how to dress. We gotta learn how to smell good.
Get in shape?
Yeah. Men have to get in some kind of shape.
Rick Ross ain't in shape.
Rick Ross was way better than he used to. Way better.
Even before then, he had kids when he was fat.
But he also has other things that women find attractive, like resources, money, clout. He has those kind of things. Women find that stuff attractive too.
Before he became Rick Ross, when he was a correction officer, he had kids.
Yeah, but he had to have something that women are attracted to. He's tall. He's tall. Women are attracted to height. Women are attracted to height. I'm sorry.
But he didn't have to go in the gym.
I was just using that example as some of the things men have to do, right? Women have a checklist. Again, I know you mentioned earlier you were talking about the whole height thing, right? You talking about height. Like, it don't matter what majority of women, you would say a majority of women like tall guys.
They do.
Right? All right. And you would say, if you ask majority of women, they're going to probably say 6 feet, 6'2", something like that, right? Majority of women, right? I already told you numbers of how many people in the world are 6 foot or taller. It's like less than 15%. Then you get above 6'2", it's in the single digits. So the reason that women that like tall guys think it's a lot of tall guys out there because of the short guys are invisible to them. They only register the tall guys. All the short guys invisible to them. They don't even pay attention to them. They probably don't know what they look like.
You trying to rationalize this new generation with the social media. I can't be concerned with them because social media has raised them. I'm talking about the women.
This conversation not about you.
I know it's not, but I'm saying as far as like when I talk about women, I'm talking about people in my generation or people that maybe the generation above me.
Your generation got it bad too. You just one of the good ones that came out of it.
Nah, my generation ain't got it bad.
Man, please. They got it super bad. They still running around with booty shorts, getting BBLs and all this shit.
I do like a good booty short.
They still running around trying to be, man, sit your grandma ass down. Your grandma, sit your ass down.
Well, booty shorts should be universal.
Booty shorts should be universal.
Absolutely.
So you think it's okay to walk outside booty shorts on at 50 years old?
Dolly Parton was just on TV yesterday for the game with booty shorts on.
Again, what did she
have?
77. 70 pounds of makeup, all shit injected in her face.
She had on booty shorts.
And of course, sit your grandma ass down.
And she look good.
And then again, she look good for 70.
For 77.
For 70.
She wants 80.
Exactly. She look good for 70. But she ain't look good to no man like, she look good for 70. But I'm still looking at her and I'm like, man, sit your grandma ass down. But she's performing. I understand she's a performer, entertainer. That comes with it. I'm talking about these women, especially in our community, black women, 45, 50, BBLs, wearing the weave, wearing the lashes, wearing all this makeup, still trying to look young. Let that shit go. You're a grandma. Let it go. You had your time.
Because you're a grandma, you can't wear lashes and you can't wear makeup.
I'm not saying you can't do it. So from my experience, from what I'm experiencing in my community, right, the older women, your generation or higher, are still trying to compete with the 25-year-old women. It's not a competition.
All right.
So they do things to try to compete with them. So they want to make sure they trying to look young. They want BBLs, makeup, all that. They're trying to compete. I think at a certain age, you shouldn't be trying to compete with the young folks.
I agree. But let me tell you something. Not only just women, men. I know a man that's 50-something years old that doesn't want to be considered old, that's still wearing the latest, Jordans or
even though Jay's good, everybody. Rock the J's.
Like Jordans. That's my last name. But they're still not the skinny leg jeans, but still go to the urban stores and buy with the young men because they don't want to be considered old.
I got it. There are some men like that, but would you say it's more women doing it than men?
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't?
No.
So we pull up Instagram right now. You won't see every woman on there turned to the side with trying to show their booty, trying to show how good they look. Every woman on there with lace fronts. Most women with lace fronts and lashes on with a pound of makeup.
But I don't see what's wrong with lace fronts.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But I don't think that is a younger trend for lace fronts or lashes. Lashes, it depends on what type of lash. Now, if you're talking about those lashes that look like butterflies, then that's young. But you have ladies that have lashes,
natural lashes,
natural looking lashes, but it's extensions.
Damn well what I'm talking about.
But
I ain't talking. You know what I'm talking about.
You got to specify because when you say lashes, that includes everything with lashes. So you have to specify. A BBL, a woman that gets 8 pounds of makeup after you just told her to go put some makeup on today. And I'm natural. I'm barefaced.
Absolutely. You look beautiful, by the way. It was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was a
joke.
It was
like, after you just told me, go put some makeup on.
Well, I didn't tell you to put a pound cake on.
A makeup.
80 pounds of makeup. Maybe a little gloss.
I got Vaseline on.
Crust-ass lips of yours.
They're not crusted.
Oh, okay.
But a woman gets a BBL, I think, for the intention of a man. And most men, if you look at some of these podcasts, most men are looking for a woman that has a small waist, big butt, small or medium-sized titties that look like that Instagram model that's 25. Right, so, and he is 60, but he's not going to look at somebody with a little gut. She got a little gut, but she can cook. With a flat tail, but she can cook.
Let me hit you to some game.
Please do, sir.
All right. So, when you come to women, it's two type of attention that women get from men. You can get relationship attention or you can get sexual attention. Those men that looking at those women with the small waist, fat ass, whatever, that's sexual attention. Because remember, men, it's already understood, men want to have sex.
Right.
They're visual. They want to have sex with everything. So they're looking at those as like, okay, that's an easy target. Plus, it's nice looking. It may be a great sexual experience. But they're not getting relationship attention. They get sexual attention. So it's not that most men want them. Men gonna look at everything.
They're gonna look at everything.
Again, if you hold up 1 second. Again, if you look at fucking Lizzo's DMs, it's popping with men. She's fat. She don't look good to me at all. She fat. Whatever. We can talk body shame in another episode.
Please
right?
don't body shame.
Don't body shame.
No.
See, that's some bullshit there. So that's some shit the feminism came up with. Toxic masculinity, body shame. And you fat. Anyway.
You can be fat, but you have to say somebody is disgusting because they fat.
I didn't say disgusting.
I didn't say you said that, but body shaming meaning that, you need to lose some
I'm
weight.
saying she fat. She do need to lose weight.
That's up to her. She need to lose some weight. Lose weight to fit your narrative of what look good.
Lose weight because that shit ain't healthy. She gonna die if she 300 pounds.
You don't know what her body levels are in.
Tara.
You don't, because guess what? You can have
one cause.
Wait a
all
minute,
these
because you can have a skinny person that has diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and will die before a fat person will.
That's
so
true.
just because you lose weight or you may be slender doesn't mean that you're healthy. That's not equate healthy.
That's true, but it doesn't equate to healthy because one or the other. But what it does equal that you're more likely to have all these problems than a small person.
So all these fat grandmas around here,
it doesn't. Well, and remember that's only in our community too. Majority is majority in our community. But anyway,
some fat,
it is
Caucasian.
some, but you don't see a lot of them, and then you don't see a lot of fat people walking around.
In Africa,
you see
sometimes fat means wealth.
You need to
skinny men.
You need to stop listening to this damn narrative.
Listening.
It's not true. Listen to me.
True.
Listen to me.
It is true. In some cultures in Africa, being overweight for a man means that they
want curvy and thick. They don't want fat.
I said being overweight. Because everybody don't have curves. Curves what? You got curve with your belly round. That's a curve.
Okay. Like I was saying, we got plenty of stuff to talk about later. Like I was saying.
What?
Any doctor, even with you being in the field that you're in, there are exceptions to the rule. We're speaking of generalities. Any doctor, no matter where you go, no matter what ethnicity you are, they'll tell you, if you are overweight, you are more likely for these things to happen than somebody that's not. It doesn't mean it won't happen to either one of them. It's that weight is a huge cause to it, especially when you're talking about heart disease, heart failure. Weight is a huge proponent of that. Huge. Mm-hmm. And the first thing they tell you when anybody go to the doctor, the first thing they do, they check your weight. Because they're telling you, hey, you need to lose some weight because that weight is not great in your body. So I'm not saying that Lizzo is not healthy. I'm not saying none of that stuff. What I'm saying is it's not healthy to be that weight. She may be healthy, but she's in her 20s now. When she get in her 30s and 40s and 50s, she's that weight, she's going to reap the repercussions behind that weight. And she has more chance of something happening to her.
But that's something she has to deal with.
I agree.
So, but for somebody else to say, well, I just want you to be healthy. No. You need to stay out of other people's body or whatever else and let them do what they want to do.
To me, I look at her, I see fat.
Okay, well.
So they ain't me telling her lose weight, I just see fat. And it's crazy how telling a woman she's fat is toxic masculinity.
I didn't say that.
We talked about it first.
Right, but telling somebody she's fat, you don't think that she knows she's fat? Why do you have to verbalize coming from somebody else, you know you fat? That's your opinion. To her, if she may consider herself curvy or thick. But why do somebody else who is not in her circle or her have to tell her, consider you fat? Who cares?
In that case, take back all your compliments when women say she pretty. When they say she has a great smile, take those back too. If I can't talk about what's on this side, you can't talk about what's on this side. If you telling me the only reason is because I'm not in a circle, it shouldn't matter. Who cares? Why should you tell us?
Because you're using fat as a derogatory.
No, I'm not saying it's derogatory at all. I'm just saying she's fat.
Your tone with fat was derogatory.
Oh God! So now you're a tone reader.
You fat.
She's fat.
Okay.
Because we live in this society where. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but we live in a world where nobody wants to tell the truth. Everybody care about everybody's feelings when they shouldn't.
You do know truth is relative, though, right?
No. Truth is not. It's not relative. Truth is the truth. There's only one truth. There's no second truth. There's no my truth. There's no they truth. Truth is the truth. If you look up in the sky, it's blue. That ain't my truth or your truth. That's the truth.
Somebody else could say, I say it's light blue. You say it's blue.
It's still blue, though. I ain't talking about the durations of blue. It's still blue.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that's part of the problem with the world now. That everybody wants to have a sliding scale on what's real and what's not. And which whole conversation, we can't get into this whole men and women thing. What's a man? What's a woman? We don't even talk about that. But everybody wants to have no, we can't talk about it today. But everybody wants to have a sliding scale of what's true and what's not. Like, a lie is a lie. It ain't a little lie, or it might be a lie. If it's a lie, it's a lie. I remember the time where truth was truth, right was right, wrong was wrong, right? And it was like, it was more clear. Now, when you muddy the waters with all these perspectives and these sliding scales, you can't even have people have a intelligent conversation, because my truth, my right, no, 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
2 + 2 is 4. Like, regardless of what you think, you may say, I was watching a podcast where I was literally listening to this lady argue. How do you know 2 + 2 is 4? How do you know from the beginning of time? See that? How do you know from the beginning of time the person that did it lied?
Because you know what? Somebody had to come up with that. Somebody had to come up with words.
That don't mean it's true, though. That don't mean it's not true.
But the point is, words was made up. Words that was not already here. Mm-hmm. So you have new words being added to the dictionary every year.
What's a bunch of BS?
Because words come from man. It doesn't. This house could have been another word for it, and it could have meant house, or it could have meant this dwelling or whatever. So same thing, like house and dwelling, those two different words mean the same thing. So somebody had to come up with the mathematics. Why 3 + 3 it couldn't equal 4? Right. Because somebody had to come up with 1, 2, 3 is 3. 1, 2, 3 = 6. You know what I'm saying? So somebody had to come up with mathematics. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
I get it, but when you have that thought process, especially when you're trying to go what's right, figure out what's right, it slants everything. There's never an end, because there's always going to be somebody adding something to it when you're trying to get something done. Would you agree that, or do you agree that in our society, in order for it to run effectively, it has to be durations of points to where, hey guys, this is what it is. You got to stop right there, right? Because if we don't, it continue to go. Right. For example, that when these politicians try to change or reword the laws or change them a little bit, where they say the same thing but they leave room for interpretation. Yeah. That opens up a can of worms, because now as a person that's supposed to hold people accountable, I can't, because it's based on interpretation. Yeah. Either I'm gonna be too harsh, or I'm gonna be too lenient. Right. When people like, hey guys, he robbed the bank. What the fuck are we talking about? Right. Oh no, he didn't really rob it because he didn't do gunpoint. He just told him give him the money. Right.
But that's man changed it to benefit their whoever they want.
And there you go with men again. You saying the man.
I told you. Most who hurt you? Most politicians are men, correct?
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Most politicians are men, correct?
I give you a point.
Yeah. So most men came up with these laws. The founding fathers of the United States were men, but not women.
But let me throw something on your plate now. Please. I don't know if you're aware of it, right? Yeah, most politicians are women, right? I mean, most politicians are men, yes. But the majority, overwhelming population that vote are women. Mm-hmm. So men have to capitulate to women to get their vote to stay in office. That's why you see all this shit in these in this political realm that a lot of women support, men don't support it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but if I wanna stay in office and be supported, I got to get the support of women. So that means I got to say or do what the women want, because even if everything is equal, all women vote, all men vote, you still gonna win, because there are more women than there are men.
There are more women than there are men, and women sometimes vote based on what their man wants them to do. Because if that's the case, then Texas don't care nothing about no woman. All these abortion laws, and if somebody know that you're gonna even think about having an abortion, you can be all that. So it's the men behind and the women ear saying, this is wrong, that is wrong. So they know that's it. And I say men, their spouses or dad or whoever else that they're dating or whoever else.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that, because it's still in the dating realm. It's always gonna be more women than men. Since the beginning of the time, it's always gonna be like that. Well, not the beginning of the time, it was 1-1, but and that's done in purpose, because women have kids. One man and 12 women can populate a whole city, right? 12 women and 1 man, 1 man, 12 women, or 12 men and 1 woman, we're going to die off.
Right.
You get the analogy.
Yeah.
So I disagree with that because, again, 80% of women like 20% of men. Right? So the numbers there are a large group of men that have no contact, no influence, nothing to do with women because the women, they're invisible to them. So they're not being influenced by men.
So you're saying that those people that are invisible, quote unquote, have no contact with women?
They don't have no influence over women.
Yeah, I disagree.
Well, you can disagree because you're a woman. You have automatic influence. You a woman. It automatically comes with you. Again, to this day and age, I vehemently agree that women right now have way more rights than men have, especially when it comes to specific things as we speak. Because, full circle, feminism, it overcorrected itself.
Yeah, I think you're a bitter woman.
I'm a bitter woman?
But yeah, because I come back to like, because it's always men are the victim. I think that's my perception when I talk to you.
Yeah, because I have to have that perception with you because you're gonna say men are evil.
No, I don't think men are evil. I don't think all men are evil.
I don't think all women are evil. I just speak the perspective of a man for what's going on right now in the world. When I witness with my own 2 eyes how men are being destroyed off of words. I think that's way too far. I'm sliding. Oh God.
Yeah.
I think that's way too far. I know, right?
But you're saying that they're being destroyed with words, but they're not being destroyed with their actual doing.
Absolutely, and they should be. I was raised with women. You should be. If you do something wrong to anybody, let alone a woman, it's just I was raised. It's on a different level. Like you don't get no respect from men. That's why when men that do stuff like that, the women take advantage of. When they get to prison, they catch hell because it's like, hey, you want to do that to a woman? Let's see if you can do it to a man, right? So most men agree with that. Even if you look at it from the lowest form, right? Woman walking down the street, it's a crowded street. A man do something, some man gonna try to protect her. Some man gonna try to hold up for her somewhere. Unless she's just an ignorant person, regardless of the ethnicity, right? Somebody gonna say, don't do that. Hey, that's a woman. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's been shown if a man do that and a woman do something to a man, everybody gonna look like, what'd he do? He deserved it. Ain't nobody gonna stop and be like, hey, don't hit, that's a man. Don't hit that man. You know that man could break your face. Stop.
Oh, they crazy because I saw exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, don't do that.
That's a man.
If it's a black man.
Especially if it's a black man. So you admit you racist. Anyway.
I admit that I have some prejudice against other races.
You got some prejudice against other races?
But black people cannot be racist. And I stand up for that. Black people cannot be racist.
You can stand up for it. But, we done talked for about an hour now. We had some questions we were going to throw out. So what's the questions we had? What was the first question on this we want to talk about?
Who hurt you?
No, that wasn't the first question. What's the first question?
First question was, why do we want to do a podcast?
Why do we want to do a podcast? All right, I started off since you. Yeah. You should be warmed up now, though. Don't do that, guys. Y'all can't see her, but she's making faces like shut up and talk. I guess. I'm being oppressed over here.
Well, you understood it, didn't you?
I'm being oppressed. I'm being oppressed as a black man. She's telling me just shut up and talk. You hear that? Shut up and talk. All right. So, reason I wanted to start a podcast. One, I thought you to be a perfect person to start because again, we can have real deep conversations, go back and forth with some dialogue. I know it's gonna be some heated conversations
and not take it personal.
Yeah, and don't take this shit personal. Well, you don't take it personal, but
you take it personal.
Let me finish, please. It's going to be some heated conversation with a lot of good dialogue. It's going to be some personal stuff in there. I know we're going to talk about some things we just cannot get past. We got to talk about it, right, in both of our lives soon to come. But I thought it'd be it's almost like therapy, You just get a chance to sit down and talk, have a good conversation, let some stuff out, and then you get a different perspective. Who knows? Maybe I'll change your view on some things.
Please try.
All right, so you up. So why did you want to be...
Why do I want to start this podcast? Yeah. Because you asked me to.
Oh, that is the most Tara answer I ever heard, guys.
It's true.
I want y'all to know that
it's true because you look on YouTube, everybody has a podcast, everybody has an opinion, which I'm all for people expressing their opinion. But I don't like to speak for all women. I don't think all men are bad. All black men are bad. I don't think that. Mm-hmm. But I think that that most time in the podcast is always, it's
Man versus women.
It's man versus woman, and then it's a man telling other men, like Kevin Samuels, I think the man that died.
Prophet. Great prophet. 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 We ain't gonna speak ill of the dead.
Anyway, I don't care about him.
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
Whatever.
Love him.
But I feel like I didn't like his podcast.
Because you didn't listen to him. You just heard the words. You didn't listen.
I listened to it. I listened to one. I didn't relate to it.
Him
telling me that I'm a I don't know, not good enough woman because I have 2 kids out of wedlock.
Well, before you go on, I will say that he's speaking the thoughts of most men that just can't see it. Men think stuff like that. Men, if they want to if they talking about taking you serious and being a wife, that stuff matters. It used to be a time that a woman that had kids out of wedlock, she was put in the back of the tribe and she was only for fun.
But just the woman, not the man. She didn't make a kid by herself.
Absolutely.
So it was okay for a man to stick and move, have kids, and go on somewhere else and leave that woman with that stigma. So that's what I'm saying. So why is it the woman's fault? Because she got kids.
Because here's the deal.
Please enlighten.
Here's the deal. Are you finished saying why you want to do the podcast before we get into this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Because women and men are attracted to different things. Women look for different things in men. Men look for different things in women. For most women or most men, right? A man seeing a woman with 2 kids by three kids, 3 different dudes, he might say, I'm not going to take her serious as marriage, relationship, build a family with. I want to find somebody that's no kids, whatever. If a woman see a man with two kids, they still like him. They still want to take him serious. They still want to be a part of his life. So, let me finish. So it's not the man that chooses for the woman or the woman that chooses for the men. Men like certain things. Women like certain things. You can't expect it to be equal and opposite at the same time. If we both had the same scenario, I have 2 kids by 2 different baby mamas. The woman have 2 kids by 2 different dudes. If I choose not to like that, that's my choice. If she chooses to like that, that's her choice.
I understand.
Women choose to still like that. Men choose not to.
For a man, if you have 2 kids already and you look down on a woman who has 2 kids.
No, not look down.
I don't want a woman who already has 2 kids.
Absolutely.
But yet still you have 2 kids. How does that work?
Because it's different for a man. One you don't want to accept it. No, we're not pushing stop. We keep going.
Because that's crazy.
It's not.
Corey.
It may be crazy for you, but the reality is still the reality. It goes. All right. You can even. It's what it is. Reality is the reality. You can say it's crazy.
But you excuse men.
No, I'm not. No. I ain't excusing.
Like, a man is supposed to actually want to have sex with different women, or a man can choose not to date a woman who have 2 kids.
Yep.
Yes, still you got 2 different women, so that makes you what type of person? If you can't make it with these 2 different women that you had seeds with, you have no sense to plant seeds in these women and make them a single parents. Or whatever, not married, and then you come around and say, "Well, I don't want a woman who got 2 kids. I want somebody who ain't got no kids." You're not coming to the table with what you want. That's the craziness part of it.
Well, the reason it's not crazy because men and women are different. They want different things. It's just like women say, "Hey, I want a man to protect and provide." I mean, they can say, "I want a man to make money." A man don't give a shit about the money that women make. You don't hear men out here talking about majority of men. You don't hear them saying, "Hey, my woman got to make 100,000, 6 figures. She got to take care of me." Because we don't care. Our currency for each other is different. What I pay for you, what I give to you to make this thing work is totally different than what you give to me.
But I don't want a man to take care of me.
No, I'm not speaking you in general. I'm speaking women in general, not you, right? And that's why it's different. That's the piece that is so hard for people to understand. Men and women, that men and women are different. We're never gonna want the same thing. It's never gonna be equal when it's opposite. We're 2 opposite beings. It's never gonna be equal.
Okay, so the next question is, who hurt you?
It's not about it. I need to be asking who hurt you.
Let's move on.
Why you don't get to say when we move
Because
on.
we're equal in this podcast, are we not?
We ain't equal.
So I have to be submissive to you because you're a man in this podcast. Because we're different.
See, I told you I would get you to change your mind. I told you I would enlighten you.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen. So, moving on. Who hurt you, Corey? Let's talk about that.
Who hurt me? Don't pat me, motherfucker. You hurt me right now, but by keep talking this foolishness, you hurt me, goddamn.
Who hurt you? That was our next question. Who hurt you?
Who hurt me? I've been hurt, man.
And you don't have to say names, or you can generalize.
Oh, I absolutely am. I've been hurt in my life period. I think the who hurt you question is prevalent because when people ask the question who hurt you, they go straight to a lover, a significant other. Man, I've been hurt by family members.
Right.
I've been hurt by friends. I've been hurt by employers, employees. I've been hurt. And I think as a human being, you got to understand that you will be hurt, right? Just like you hurt people. Try not to hurt people, because that's probably one of my best lessons in life. I try my best not to hurt people, right? But you got to understand you will be hurt, and it's just about how you deal with it, right? You gotta understand, right? A couple things I've learned over my years is that when somebody show you who they are, believe them. When they show you they're a piece of shit, they're a piece of shit. When they show you they're a nice person, believe they're a nice person until they show you something different, right? And so yeah, I've been hurt by a ton of people in my life, man. Go all the way back to my childhood, my mom, my dad's situation, which we'll probably talk about in the future, man. And as a man, you just got to understand that hurt, you got to channel it, you got to figure it out, and you got to move on, because the world don't give a shit about who hurt you.
Would you agree that when men get hurt by women, that turns them somewhat bitter?
What do you call bitter?
Bitter, I mean, bitter is a broad word. I mean, not like angry bitter or whatever, because it could be angry bitter. But like, you feel like, I'll never get hurt again, so therefore, I'm never going to let anybody get as close to me as I let that particular person do, or, you know, I'm a get them before they get me type mentality.
I don't think most men think I'm gonna get them before they get me. And I do believe men say stuff like, I'm gonna never get hurt again. But I also think as men grow and understand and develop, they understand that they use that hurt to understand characteristic patterns, whatever, so they can better identify situations with women and be like, oh, okay, she just for fun. Oh, okay, I can take her serious. So I think once a man understands who he is and they matured and grown, that way they can say, okay, this is a person for fun, or this is a person to take serious, and I'm gonna let him in this far in my life, or I ain't gonna let him through the front door. You know what I'm saying? So I think once you mature as a man and you understand that, and that's one of the lessons I try to teach my sons now. Right? They don't let a woman control their emotions. Nobody, but especially not a woman. Don't control your emotions. A woman shouldn't have the effect on you where you like, I'm gonna take it out on all women, or I hate women. No, it's just one particular situation, or that one type of woman, right? And you just got to identify better. You just got to do better. With my sons, I always try to bring it back to them, because I want them to understand, especially as a human being and as a man, you're responsible for everything that happened to you.
Right.
It don't matter, even if somebody else did it, you can always track back to something you could have did different.
Right.
So, who hurt you?
A toxic masculine man hurt me. No, who hurt me?
No, who sound like the bitter black woman?
Well, that was a joke. I was being facetious. In my life, men have hurt me. Can't really say. I mean, maybe one or two female friendships, but majority men have hurt me. However, I don't let that make me think that all men are crap. I don't. You know, I just don't. I think certain men they're crap. Certain women are crap too, but certain men are crap, and you know, I just have to change. That's why I changed my list. I changed, you know, because I've been hurt by corporate dudes. I've been hurt by dudes that didn't even have a job. You know what I mean? So that's it, you know, and everybody in between.
The next episode, we definitely gonna have to hear about your list. So get it ready. we'll make lists and have it ready for the next episode.
My list is very boring at this point.
It don't matter. I still want to save it for the next episode.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I want the record to show. When I was talking about who hurt me, I was trying to get deeper and keep it away from men and women. And I was talking about life experience and everything. And this person went straight to men. Men hurt me.
That's my truth. Hurt me. That's my truth.
See, truth.
I don't have family members that hurt me.
Women hurt me. You don't hear me say, women hurt me.
Because you chose to say however you chose to say it, right? That's what makes us different. And don't take it personal.
Don't take it personally.
But I'm saying, like, I don't have my friendships. I maybe had one or two female friends that hurt me, and I learned not to choose those type of friends anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I think
it's good.
But I was speaking on like who hurt me to me, who made a really impact, and that was men. That was men that I was dating.
Understand that.
So.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. This is Corey, and this is the bitter black woman.
This is bitter woman, Corey, and this is Tara.
No, I'm Corey. You the bitter black woman.
I'm not bitter about anything.
I think it's been we've been on live for about 55 minutes now. I think we had some really good conversations. I think it was a good starter. We want to save some of the sauce for later so we can keep you guys interested. But you know, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want us to talk about, man, shoot us a note, let us know. So on that note, I guess we out.
Goodbye.